If you press back when the opponent's attack is coming at...
Action!
If you press back when the opponent's attack is coming at you, you will perform a standing guard. If you are attacked while backing up, this will happen automatically, so don't worry. Okay then, the opponent will come at you with some attacks. Use standing guard to defend yourself.
Action!
You stupid!
Nice! Excellent!
Standing guard will guard against your opponent's A, B, and C attacks, as well as jumping attacks. However, it will not guard you against attacks that aim for your feet, such as diagonal down forward C, so be careful. If you press diagonally down back when the opponent's attack is coming at you, you will perform a crouching guard. If you can get into the habit of always pressing diagonally down back when you crouch, you'll conveniently block attacks while crouching. Okay, defend yourself against your opponent with crouching guard. Give it your best shot.
Action!
You stupid!
Nice! Excellent!
Crouching guard will block crouching attacks and standing attacks. However, it will not defend you against jumping attacks and a few specific standing attacks, so you'll have to watch out. For now, I'd recommend using crouching guard to block attacks on the ground. Are you clear on the difference between standing guard and crouching guard? Next, we'll practice how to use both of them. Use standing and crouching guard to defend yourself against various attacks. You will pass the test if you can block everything. However, if you get hit by an attack, you'll have to start over from the beginning, so be careful. Okay, begin!
Action!
Eat it! You stupid! You stupid! You
Nice.
stupid!
Excellent!
If you can use both standing guard and crouching guard, you'll be able to defend yourself against your opponent's attacks. In other words, you'll get KO'd less often. Attacks are important too, but defending yourself is absolutely critical. When the opponent's attack is coming at you while you're in midair, press back or diagonally down back or diagonally up back to perform a jumping guard. Block the opponent's jumping attacks using jumping guard. Here we go!
Action!
You stupid!
Excellent!
Jumping guard is a very good defensive option. It's especially good to hold diagonally up back right when you jump, because from the moment you start to rise off the ground, you will be able to block attacks in the air. However, there's one thing you need to be warned about. All ground attacks except for A attacks cannot be blocked in the air with jumping guard. Jumping guard is not an all-purpose tool for when you're at a low height during a jump. Be sure to remember that well. Barrier guard is a type of blocking that is even stronger than regular guard and consumes some of the barrier gauge beneath your health gauge. Be careful though. If this gauge reaches 0, you will be unable to do barrier guard for a period of time. Press back A and B together for standing barrier guard, and press diagonally down back A and B together for crouching guard. Also, if you continue to hold A and B together, you can keep your barrier up. With barrier guard, you can block attacks that can't be blocked using jumping guard, avoid taking chip damage from special attacks, and put distance between you and your opponent more easily than with regular blocking. These three benefits make barrier guard a very useful defensive option. Also, your recovery from blocking takes slightly longer than with regular blocking, but the difference is fairly small, so in the beginning, you won't need to worry about it too much. Okay, now let's see you block your opponent's attacks with barrier guard. Try using either standing barrier guard or crouching barrier guard.
Action!
What? You stupid idiot! You
Nice.
stupid!
Excellent!
When inputted, barrier guard will come out even when your opponent has not attacked you, so timing your barrier guard for when you think an attack is coming will increase your defensive prowess. Additionally, using barrier guard during a dash on the ground will cancel the dash quickly, allowing you to easily manage the distance between you and your opponent. It's a good one to remember. The most important thing about Air Barrier Guard is that it guards against attacks that cannot be blocked using Jumping Guard. You should always be prepared to use Air Barrier Guard when you are in the air and your opponent is on the ground. Okay, your opponent will do some attacks that can't be blocked with Jumping Guard, so block them using Air Barrier Guard.
Action!
You stupid! You idiot! Oh, done already! You stupid! You idiot!
Nice! Excellent!
Air Barrier Guard is the defensive option that will most significantly improve your defensive capability during battle. Tsubaki, Makoto, and I were all taught that it is incredibly important. Just remember, when you're in the air, keep in mind that you might need to use Barrier Guard.
Noelle! It's about time to switch with someone.
Aw, but I'm getting so much better.
Getting better? You mean you're getting better at talking to people?
Huh? I mean the player's getting better.
Whichever you want. I'm pretty sure neither one would be wrong. Anyway, Tsubaki is looking for you. So, I'll take it from here.
Aww, I wanted to teach until the end. Oh, good luck from here on out.
And with that, once again, I'll be knocking things out of the park as your instructor from here. When the barrier gauge below your health gauge reaches 0, you will enter a danger state. While in this state, the word danger will appear on your health gauge. In this state, you suffer the following 2 penalties. You cannot use barrier guard, and you take 1.2 times the damage. Once in the danger state, you can't get out of it until the barrier gauge has been replenished to at least 50%. If you're in danger state, be careful about running away in the air, as you won't be able to guard against most ground attacks. Next, Next is negative state. If you repeatedly take passive or non-confrontational actions like backstep and back jump, an alert called negative warning will display. Be on the lookout for that. If you continue to take passive actions, even after the alert comes up, you'll enter negative state. If you enter state, a red aura will appear around your character, and your barrier gauge will go down to 0. If you keep running away, you'll enter danger state even without having used your barrier gauge. So be careful. If negative warning appears, stop retreating and start laying the pressure on your opponent.
Excellent!
You can perform a throw escape by pressing B and C together the moment your opponent lands a throw on you, the moment you are grabbed. If your throw escape attempt is successful, you will create some distance between you and your opponent and have the chance to regain your composure. However, the window of time during which you can do a throw escape differs, depending on what state you were in when you were thrown. When thrown while moving, or while in another normal state, the window to do a throw escape is short. And when thrown while blocking or getting hit, the window for throw escape is longer. When thrown while in a normal state, a green exclamation point will appear close to your character. When thrown while blocking or getting hit, you can tell that it's different because you'll see 2 purple exclamation points instead. All right, easy one first. Let's try to guard against throws while blocking or getting hit.
Action!
What? Huh? As if! As if! As if!
Nice! Excellent!
Great job! Did you get the knack of throw escapes? Okay, now we'll try out the slightly more difficult ones. Do a throw escape when you get thrown out of a normal state.
Action!
This'll sting! Gonna hurt! Huh? As if! Huh? Not bad!
Nice!
This'll sting! This can't be out of my way!
Lesson clear.
It's really difficult to do a throw escape on reaction when you're grabbed out of a normal state by the opponent. So your instructor, Makoto here, will teach you a useful technique. When you input the command for a throw escape, if you press back or diagonally down back with A, B, and C together, then you'll input a throw escape while also inputting barrier guard. With this technique, if your opponent doesn't attempt a throw, you'll do a barrier guard. And if they do, then you'll do a throw escape. Pretty handy, huh? Oh, there's one more thing I should warn you about. There's a period of time during which attempts to input a throw escape are not accepted. If you're thrown during that time, an X mark will appear and you will be thrown. There are 2 situations in which this will happen. When you are thrown out of an attack, and after attempting a throw escape when your opponent has not thrown you. In both of these situations, throw escapes are not possible. You might find yourself wanting to mash on B and C to try a throw escape. But be careful about doing so, because that can very easily make it impossible for you to throw escape.